You ever wonder why you say yes to things even when deep down you wanted to say no? Maybe it's the colleague who asks for just a small favor at the end of the day and you agree, though you are already done in work, or the salesperson who convinces you to buy something you did not even plan for, or even friends pressuring you into choices you did not really want to make. It happens to all of us, and most of the time we don't even realize it's happening. That's exactly what Robert Cialdini studied for years. Why people say yes, what hidden triggers guide our decisions, and how we can finally take back control. In his book Influence, he reveals 7 psychological principles that shape our behavior. Principle 1: Reciprocity. Think about the last time someone gave you something small, a free sample at a store, a little extra food at a restaurant, or even a compliment you didn't expect. What did you feel? A pull, almost like an individual debt, nagging you to give something back. Tyranny calls this reciprocity. Humans are wired to return favors, even when we don't need to. In one study, researchers sent Christmas cards to complete strangers. Surprisingly, most of those strangers sent card back without even asking who the senders were. That's the power of reciprocity. The principle itself is not bad. It creates cooperation in society. But it's also why salespeople give you a free gift before pitching their product. Use reciprocity positively. Offer genuine value first, whether it's help, kindness, or knowledge. People naturally feel drawn to return it. And when you are on the receiving end, pause, ask yourself, am I giving back because I truly want to, or just because I feel obligated? Principle 2: Commitment and Consistency. Now picture this. A neighbor asks you to put a small sticker on your window saying, be a safe driver. You agree, it's harmless. Weeks later, the same groups ask if they can put a big, ugly billboard in your front yard saying the same thing. Strangely, people who agreed to the small sticker were far more likely to say yes to the huge billboard. Why? Because we like to stay consistent with what we have already said or done. Once we commit, even in tiny ways, we shape our future choices to match that identity. This is why social campaigns often start small: a signature on a petition, a pledge, or even clicking like on a post. It creates a psychological anchor that grows bigger over time. Consistency builds trust, but it can also trap us. That's why companies use trial subscription or foot in the door techniques. They know all small yeses lead to bigger yeses. Use consistency on yourself. Start with small habits you can actually keep. Over time, those small commitments will snowball. And when others push you, remember you don't owe them a bigger yes just because you once said a smaller one. Principle 3: Social proof. Imagine walking down a street and choosing between two restaurants. One is empty, the other has a long line outside. Where do you go? Most of us chose the crowded one, not because we tasted the food, but because if everyone else is there, it must be good. That's social proof. We rely on others people's behavior to decide what's right. In New York City, researchers staged an experiment. A man stood on a sidewalk, looking up at the sky, alone. No one cared, but when 5, then 10 people joined him, suddenly dozens of passersby also stopped and looked up, without knowing why. Social proof is why love tracks exist in sitcoms, why reviews matter more than ads, and why viral trends spread like wildfire. When making decisions, pause. Are you choosing because it's truly right for you, or just because everyone else is doing it? And if you want to influence others, show genuine testimonials, stories, or examples of people already benefiting. Principle 4: Authority. When someone in a lab coat speaks, we listen. In one of the most famous studies, volunteers were told to give electric shock to another person as a part of an experiment. Even when the shocks became dangerously high, many continued because an authority figure in a white coat told them to. There's the power of authority. Titles, uniforms, status symbols, they pass by our judgment. Even in marketing, brands use these tricks. Doctors recommend this toothpaste. Experts say this product works. We rarely stop question which doctor, which expert, or why. Authority helps organize society. We trust pilots to fly plane and doctors to treat illness. But blindly obedience can be dangerous. Build your own authority with honesty by showing competence and credibility. And when you encounter authority, ask yourself, are they truly qualified or just dress the part? Principle 5: Liking. Think about it. Who are you more likely to say yes to? A stranger in the street or a close friend with a warm smile? Challenge about that. We are far more likely to be persuaded by people we like, those who are similar to us, compliment us, or simply makes us feel good. One classic case in the Tupperware party. Friends invited you. There's laughter, food, and warmth. And before you know it, you are buying containers you didn't plan on. Not because of the product, but because of the relationship. Liking is powerful. We trust and agree with people who make us feel connected. Be genuine. If you want to influence, don't fake charms. Listen, connect, and show real appreciation. And on the flip side, notice when you are saying yes to something just because you like the person, not because you actually want the product. Principle 6. Scarcity. Remember the last time you saw only two left in stock or limited time offer. Suddenly, the product feels more valuable, doesn't it? That's scarcity. When things seem rare, we chase them harder. In one experiment, people were asked to rate cookies. When the jar had 10 cookies, the ratings were good. But when the jar had only 2 cookies left, the rating shoot up, even though the cookies were identical. Chandler's later work added one more principle unity. It's about the deep sense of belonging, the we identity. Think about sports fans. Strangers hug, cheer, even cry together just because they were the same team's color. So, why do say yes when we don't mean to? Because the seven hidden forces shaping us every day. Reciprocity, we return favors. Commitment and consistency, we act in line with past choices. Social proof, we follow the crowd. Authority, we trust status and symbols. Liking, we agree with those we like. Scarcity, we want what feels rare. Unity, we bond with those who feel like us. Once you see this clearly, the world changes. You stop being blindly influenced and start making choices with open eyes. So here's the question: how many of your past yeses were truly yours? And how many were shaped by these invisible strings? If you are tired of being nagged, pressured, or manipulated, this is your wake up call. Learn the principle, spot them in action, and use them to take control of your own decisions. And if you want to go deeper into habits and to daily change, the next step is the power of habit. That book shows you how tiny choices repeated can reshape your entire life. Subscribe, stay with me, and let's keep uncovering the psychology behind everyday life, one book at a time.